disconnected, unfortunately. So I'm sorry for some of the background talking and getting disconnected. So, for my personal preferences too, I was saying that I wasn't fond of really having to sit in my grandma's living room and watch Lawrence Welk personally, because it was just, not only was he too old for me, he just, I didn't really understand him too well. I guess I kind of had trouble with the fact that he had a really thick German accent. And I'm not always, very good at certain accents when they're talking. Another accent that I used to have trouble with, but I'm doing better with it now, is Dutch. I'm doing better with it now that I've now met, at least a few couples that were Dutch and stuff, and another person. And then I met somebody at Disneyland the last time I was there. She was from Holland, and she was really nice, and I really enjoyed talking with her. And it was funny because she obviously had been to Disneyland before and was really funny. Another thing I really enjoyed too now is I did get the love of listening to records and stuff from my family. I now have more records that I do CDs, and now that records are more popular again, like outselling CDs for the first time in a long time, I'm excited to see that. It's funny because you would never think certain things were going to come back, and they are. Records are back in fashion. Cassette tapes are even sometimes making a comeback. I have a newer record and tape player in my bedroom that also has a radio on it. And I really like it because I can listen to all my media again. Unfortunately, after a long time, your cassette tapes do end up wearing out, and sometimes the tape comes out and gets ruined. And that's kind of what I'm facing with a few things right now. I don't know if there's any way to fix my old tapes once they're wearing out like that, but comment down below if you know of anything you can do to cassette tapes if you think they're permanently ruined, and how to understand if they are. Then another thing that I have enjoyed was that I used to enjoy cooking and baking a lot with certain family members and stuff like that. I still like it, but there are some things that I haven't enjoyed for a while, such as sometimes food preparation can get really frustrating and tedious. I think the hardest thing for me was trying to make a ton of cookies and stuff for the holidays. I didn't get into it this year that much. I don't know what happened personally, but I think the last few years and everything kind of bummed me out. But like I said in another video, a lot of my life has definitely changed in the last few years, like a lot of people's. I've had to get used to going to a new church, sadly losing, some family members and some really good friends. Lifestyles changes have definitely happened. But things are definitely coming back, too. I'm finally, I guess doing better, and things are finally looking up more. But can somebody read me to help me understand what that last comment was? Because I'm not too sure what that comment meant. I'm really not very good at reading, what's it called, like text language, I would call it, and certain things. So whatever your name was, the comment went away really quickly. Can you please paraphrase on what you meant in that comment? Anyway, the other thing that has definitely gotten me excited now is that the fact that maybe possibly more restrictions will be, being lifted pretty soon, hopefully. I know tomorrow in most of the counties, if not all of them, that certain, mask restrictions will be going away. But I thought in LA County, unless they've changed it quickly because of the numbers dropping, like, I don't know if it's enough to help us get into, getting rid of the masks more. But now I'm hoping next time I go to Disneyland that I don't really have to wear my mask inside of the rides anymore, or wear them going in and out of a restaurant, or anything. Just maybe inside transportation, and that hopefully would be it. I know, because there's a lot of closed quarters in a lot of those transportation systems, like the monorail. That's kind of, closed quartered, and now they have the windows open for ventilation, but it does get hot in there sometimes, that's for sure. Another thing that I'm hoping does eventually happen is that people could get rid of their masks if they're, okay to do so, and not have to wear them so much anymore. That would be really cool. If anybody has any questions so far, let me know. But I will be cutting this one a little bit shorter, probably in the next 5 minutes. Another thing that I will say I enjoy too is I enjoy, for somebody who's autistic like I am, music and dancing is a little bit more, like, I'm not a very good dancer, unfortunately. I can be choreographed to do certain things, or dance in a little bit of a, I guess elementary way or something. But I'm really not a good dancer, and I admit that. I'm not afraid to admit that dancing isn't the easiest thing right now, definitely. But I still try to enjoy what I can to make it so that I'm learning something new and not limiting myself. Another thing I really am enjoying is also now doing these YouTube channels and these live streams is really helping me come out of my shadow more. I'm now almost up to 45 videos, I think, or a little bit more. So soon I will be up to 50. Which is like astronomical. I can't believe I'm almost up to that many videos already. I didn't know until I finally looked it up to see how many I made. I started out, I think last year, and I've gotten really, much better at it. It's definitely scary too, though, creating a video and hoping that people will watch it, enjoy it. Everything that I'm trying to do to get myself some publicity sometimes hasn't worked 100%. The other thing that I will say, too, is that I'm really hoping that I can make it the difference in people's lives that I want to, including making sure people with autism and other special needs don't feel as, closed in from the world anymore. That they know they could go to a theme park, get on the trains, take LYFT and or Uber, whatever they take, and keep walking and having a good time. Because you don't need to be, in your house with all the special needs like people think you need to be. You don't have to be afraid to come out. The one rule I also will say I have for my group, for people with special needs, for the Disneyland group, is on July 4th. We can have a time where we can be a group and we can separate sometimes, but we always have to stay connected in some way, whether it's texting or calling me. I use Facebook Messenger to communicate for texting and everything. Another group rule is that there's no bullying, no ridiculing somebody, no, obscene, terrible language or anything. Be kind, be respectful, be helpful, and even just, the simple thing. Have fun and help understand that everybody, no matter what people want to say, everybody is different. Another thing that I have to sadly be all too honest about with the way this world has been today is, for people in the group, there is no inappropriate behaviors allowed. Keep, everything G or PG, and that's it. Now these days, people wear clothing and stuff that could be considered inappropriate. Please try your best. I don't know if people with special needs necessarily wear these items or not, but no crop tops, preferably no spaghetti straps, stuff like that. Because at Disneyland, it is a family theme park, and I think people are losing the sign of that being a family theme park. Those outfits wouldn't have been allowed a few years ago, and I think Disney needs to revise their clothing rules again to say that the crop tops and the spaghetti straps are definitely not for everybody. And another thing I'm not too fond of, that I really don't want to see on too many people, is those booty shorts. I'm just not fond of looking at stuff like that. It kind of makes me uncomfortable. So there are going to be a little bit of some rules that people have to follow. But otherwise, I'm fine with, anything but what I just said. The other thing is you will need to have money for your food and your drinks and your souvenir purchases. Wear comfortable, well broken in shoes and bring band-aids just in case of blisters and other foot or hand problems. Wear, wear good socks. Even bring some extras if you know you're going to need them. July 4th, a lot of people are going to be wanting to go on the water rides and get wet and everything. And wet socks and wet shoes are not something you want to wear all day. Trust me, first-hand experience with how painful that was. I learned my lesson. Definitely from having blisters on my feet, that hurt really bad. I definitely didn't walk well for the next few days. And I guess the only other rule I have is that if by any chance something starts happening to where somebody starts not feeling very good or, needs assistance in any way, please don't feel shy to let me know what is going on. I will be happy to do what's appropriate to help that person who may not be feeling great or just, a little under, the weather because of dehydration or something. Yes, that's the other thing. July 4th, it is probably going to be warm or hot at Disneyland. Please stay hydrated. Don't forget to, watch out for signs that your body is losing nutrients and water at an alarming rate. Another thing that does happen sometimes is people with light skin like me, and believe me, I've done this too for being kind of, I guess, in denial or having too much fun. I have gotten sunburned, unfortunately. It's not fun. Bring plenty of sunscreen with at least I would say over 50 for the SPF if you're light or medium skinned. If you're really dark, you should still wear a pretty good sunscreen. I would say really, watch your skin because it's the biggest organ on your body. You need your skin and you need to take care of it. So I'm going to go for now, but this is Ashley Jones signing off for now, and I'll talk to you soon.